Get it started with high school football. In his 6th year at Warren Easton, he's led the Eagles to the 4A state championship game next Saturday against Neville at 3:30 in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, following a thrilling 43-36 win over Plaquemine this past Friday night. This will be the first state championship appearance for Warren Easton since 1958 at that storied institution. They went to the semis in 1960, won one in 1942, won one in 1921, and I think back in 1921, Ronnie Lamarck was about 20 years old. With that, please give a warm welcome to Coach Tony Hull of the Warren Easton Eagles.
I want to say, first of all, thank you to Mr. Trahan and the Wallace Quarterback Club for having me here. You know, again, I spoke earlier this year. I think I've been out a little too much, but I guess I did because you guys have me back. So I appreciate it. I'd like to thank, our administration at Warren Easton High School, which is a great administration. They've been supporters and supportive of everything that we do. Our charter board, which have done a tremendous job, and I would say our teachers at Warren Easton. We take great pride in being an outstanding performing academic institution, and that doesn't happen without the teachers at Warren Easton. Our teachers do a great job of supporting our kids, pushing them when they need to be pushed, loving them when they need to be loved, and grabbing them by their collar when they need to be grabbed by their collar. So they do a great job. Last, I want to thank my staff. I have one assistant coach here, my offensive coordinator, Jeremy Neville, who's been with me for like 4 years now, I believe. And without him and my staff, we wouldn't be able to love and nurture and upbring our kids the way we do at Warren Easton. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to do it with 80-something kids myself. So thank you to my staff. I don't really have, I know we want to speak, however, I just want to express how grateful I am for what has happened at Warren Easton High School. How thankful the guy who I think is definitely the forefront of this thing, and just appreciative and humbled by the success we've had. People always ask you, how does it feel, explain, and the only word I can use, to be honest with you, is humble. We put in a lot of work. I put in a lot of time, effort, energy, and to see hard work finally pay off, and it's just today's society, everybody's want instant success, but to see our school persevere and consistently press through the trials and tribulations, through the ups and downs, and to be here at this moment right now. We haven't reached our overall goal, but to be able to be in grasp and reach of it, it's a truly humble and blessed experience, and we're happy for that. Talk about the Plaquemine game. I watched Plaquemine on film, and I've watched Plaquemine physically just beat football teams up for 4 quarters. They play a very aggressive style of offense. They run that wing T combination thing. They jump off the bus with 5 guys over 6'5", over 300 pounds. And you think, oh my God. So one thing we decided was, if they that big, we got to see how fast they are. And I heard my old coach do it. God rest his soul, who he passed about a month ago, who has been one of the biggest influences in my life, who I think is one of the most underrated high school coaches in the history of Louisiana high school football for what he has done. One thing he used to always say, the best counter for size is speed. So, they may be big, but they got to catch it. And we put that theory to the test, and we were pretty successful. And our kids, we jumped out 27-7, and I knew that Platinum was going to come out and was going to, I didn't think it was going to come out with that much of a vengeance, but I knew they was going to give us a little punch. And Lord Jesus, they did. They came out in the second and third quarter, and we really didn't know what hit us. We was like, whoa, it was a different team in the third quarter. However, fourth quarter, we did some things, our role players played their role, and they did some things they were supposed to do. And the most humbling thing about the victory Friday night, and I was going to share this with you guys, was we're down by 1. We got the ball on like the hour 40, or 40-something yard, like a minute and 10 seconds left. And my whole coaching staff got on the offensive side of the head, and it was like, all right, coach, you put in all this work, you get us in the dome. And everything's chaotic, and I'm like, okay, my coaching staff is behind me. And right before Lefty, that's the Sean Smith, we call him Lefty. Right before Lefty gets on the field, he looks at me and I look at him, and he goes, Coach, we ain't put all this work in the field for nothing. Let's go do this thing. And to hear a kid say that, and to hear a kid have that demeanor, coaches always joke about him having ice water in his veins. I've never realized that expression until I met him. That you're never going to see him frustrated. You're never going to see him flustered. He's always going to have a cool demeanor. He's always going to be calm, and it showed in that moment. And then we're down on the 2-yard line, I believe, with like 30 seconds left. We spiked the ball on first down. On second down, Deshaun gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage. So it's like 3rd and goal with 30-some seconds left, down by 1. So, naturally people say, no time out left. Naturally people say take a shot in the end zone. If the ball, if it's it's either going to be incompletion or a touchdown. And it's going to stop the clock. Well, Tyron comes to me, he goes, Coach, put the ball in my hands. And I go, all right, well, we'll go fade, whatever. We got some other things we do. He goes, no, Coach, give it to me on the jet, which is our jet sweep. He goes, give it to me on the jet. I've never not listened to Tyron throughout the whole year. Tyron said, do something, I do it. Because he sees the game from a coach's perspective on the field. It's mind-blowing how well this kid understands the game. People think it's his natural ability, but he's a true student of the game. I've never not listened to Tyron. And Tyron goes, Coach, give me the ball on jet sweep. I go, Tyron, it's 3rd down, it's 30 seconds left. You get caught, Tyron will run out. He said, Coach, put the ball in my hand. I said, Tyron, you're not understanding me. If he stops, I'm going to be the laughing joke of the state of Louisiana. This game's on TV. I'm not trying to get embarrassed. He goes, Coach, I am not going to score this football. He said, Coach, I am not going to score this football. I said, well, he said, Coach, I put it on my brother. I promise you, I'm scoring this football. I said, well, Tyron, if you don't score it, at least get out of bounds, get to the pylon, dive, get out of bounds. He said, Coach, you really don't understand me. We scoring this game. I'm scoring this ball. We about to win this game. Strike up the band, we're going to the dome. When a kid comes to you like that, Deshaun looks at me and I look at Deshaun, because everybody's chaotic. Everybody, do this, that. And me and Deshaun look at each other. Deshaun goes, do what the guy says, Coach. I go, yes, sir. And we run the play and we score. And when you have kids like that, who have a total passion for the game, who lives this game day in and day out, who they realize this game is going to give them an opportunity to be successful in life. It's a humbling experience, and I'm grateful for it. And I'm just thankful, I'm blessed that God has put me in a position to lead this crew, to lead the staff and these boys. And, everybody talk about rewriting history books. You just really can't see it right now. We're so focused on the process of, day in and day out. I guess after the season's over, I can take a look back at it and see how it goes. However, we're not finished. We have Neville, who is the biggest, strongest, I'm not going to say fastest because I'll be lying, who's the biggest, strongest, most disciplined team I've ever seen this year on field in high school football. They have a great support cast. They're a perennial powerhouse throughout the state of Louisiana. It's the Northern Louisiana Flagship School, you know that. I was asked right before I came over here, he was like, Coach, you guys taking on a David and Goliath type mentality. And I go, no, I'm not going to put it like that. I'm going to put it as, we taking it as inner city kids from the city of New Orleans mentality versus the rest of the state. Because we have a set of trials and tribulations for our kids that grew up in the city of New Orleans that separates us from everywhere else around the state of Louisiana. However, we don't look upon it as a crutch. We look upon it as a great thing. Because to come from where we come from, to survive, to persevere, to do the things that we're doing, the inner city streets of New Orleans taught us that. And we're going to take life lessons that has taught us and apply them to what we're about to face, and hopefully we can come up triumphantly. You know, you talk about a team down by one with a minute to go, with 60 yards to go. That's nothing compared to going home, your lights off, and you don't know where your next meal coming from. So to persevere through stuff like that, that minute with 60 yards to go is like a slice of cake. So we embrace, you know, our situation, we learn from our circumstances, and we're going to persevere, and we're going to represent the city of New Orleans and the Warren Easton community as best as possible Saturday afternoon. And we'll see how this thing turns out. I will say this, I'm truly happy and humbled by the support of the Warren Easton community, past and present. You know, when I first got the job, I told you guys, we embraced our history. We embraced winning that championship in 21 and 42 and 58, making it. We embraced those sort of things. You know, those guys that I got a call saying some of the guys that were on the 58 team wanted to come by and say something to the boys. And I told them, come on. I told them they could spend a whole week with us. You know, because they set the trail that we're trying to follow. They made Warren Easton what it is today, and we're just trying to continue on with the legacy and do our part. So I thank you guys for having me. You know, if you got any questions, please ask. I'm an open door. You can ask me anything. I promise I'll give you an honest response. If it comes to the team, the championship, the recruiting, my kids, whatever you want to ask, just let me know.
Have you heard from Sandra Bullock? Is she coming to the game?
I have not. However, I heard she's now shooting a movie. She does one of those. She's one of those pop-up appearance person. Only like one or two people know she's coming, and then she'll just pop up and everybody see it. So it wouldn't surprise me if she comes. However, I haven't heard anything. But it's the type of character, the type of person she is. It wouldn't be out of the question. I can tell you that.
You did touch on the community of Warren Easton. So how many fans do you expect at that game in your sport?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Here's the thing. I know about the traditions of Warren Easton High School. I just don't know the totality of it. We'll find out Saturday at 3 o'clock. We'll see, because I've heard from people that, you know, all my grandfather graduated from Warren Easton were coming to the game. I've heard my dad was a part of that 58 team. You know, we taking them out there and we come. So I don't understand the total magnitude of the history of Warren Easton. However, we'll find out Saturday at 3 o'clock. It should be
I think you have a good crowd.
Hi. I think it's an understatement how well y'all have done. I grew up in that area, and my brother actually played for Easton in 67 and 68. They were not that great a team, but I think Easton probably has the smallest physical footprint of any school, maybe besides Clark in the city. And the facility where y'all practice at there, Easton Park on Lopez Street, has got to be the most equipped of any other school. So it's just really tremendous what y'all have done.
Yeah, me and my sister, we have a saying. We didn't realize we were poor until we left when we went to college. And the reason that saying being because we grew up in a house full of love. Like, our parents loved us. I had uncles, I had aunts, I had sisters, I had brothers. You know, I had a total community full of love. And, you know, so I said that to say this, those boys don't realize what they lack because we give them so much love. We love the crap out of them. We pour into them, even when they don't want to be poured into. You know, we'll tell them, you know, my coach Neville, who's with me, he would tell a kid today, come on, give me a hug. Ah, coach, get out of here with that stone. And he'll make a kid give him a hug because, you know, that's the only way you can, I think, as a kid in these circumstances where you can be successful. If you can just pour love into them, and then all the other stuff really just, you know, doesn't matter. Any other questions?
Did you go to the 1958 game?
No, I was not born in the 1958 game.
Can he come to the game?
I tell you something. I shared this on the radio on Saturday, and it kind of, you know, you asked a question about, you know, support the Orange community, and I didn't understand the total effect. My dad is 82 years old. My dad was born in 30 something. I stopped trying to remember. But when I first got the job at Warren Easton, I stopped by his house because I lived in Slidell. I stopped by his house in New Orleans East before I went to Slidell, and I guess my ex-wife must have told him or something. But when I got in the house, you know, my dad is a very strong, alpha demeanor. He drove buses his whole life. I get my work ethic from him. He would drive buses 10 hours, grab those little red, blue, you know, kindergarten mat you had, go in the bathroom and sleep for 4 hours, and jump back up and drive the bus for another 10 hours. I don't know if that was legal or not. I'm glad he retired. So if it was illegal, I'm sorry. But so he's that demeanor type of guy. And I walk in the house and his eyes are just full. I've never seen my dad cry. And I'm like, hey, what are you crying for? And this is why I'm acting. I'm like, what are you crying for? He was like, son, he was like, when I was a boy, you know, I couldn't even set foot on the same side of the street as Warren Easton. And he was like, now my son is the head football coach at Warren Easton High School. And I'm looking like, I didn't think it was that serious. Like, I didn't understand it. Well, when we won Friday night, my dad never comes on the field. You guys in the dome, go look in the back corner up against the wall. That's where he's at. He doesn't like to watch the game. He runs on the field. I'm doing the interview. He cuts the interview off. And he gives me the hug. And he asked me, like, take a picture of me and my son. It's a proud moment. He was like, son, remember we had that conversation a couple years ago? He was like, now you lead him to a state championship. He was like, hey, you've done my heart a great service. To see that from my dad makes me enjoy this moment right here. I don't care about anything else. I'm just extremely excited that I brought that much joy. And in his eyes, that's an accomplishment in his life. So I'm happy for that. Sorry about that. Any more questions? I know you're going to ask the recruit questions. Frank just walked through the door, so you can put me on the spot if you want to. I don't mind. Any other questions? All right, thank you guys.